Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network. Welcome to Gun Sports Radio, all about shooting, hunting, self-defense, and more. Now, here are the hosts of Gun Sports Radio, Dave Stahl and Lance Pelkey.
All right, folks. Hey, welcome to Gun Sports Radio. This is show 81.
Here we are.
Election season. We want to thank Gun Sports Radio, or not, Gun Range San Diego for all their support. 7853 Balboa Avenue, 7 days a week, 10 to 10. GunRangeSanDiego.com, GunRangeSanDiego.com. They are the Nordstroms of gun ranges, but without the price. If you don't believe it, take a run down and see what you think. And if you're not happy, you're more than happy to go to www.gunsportsradio.com and tell us about it. Or you can go to Facebook and look us up, Gun Sports Radio. We are here, there, and everywhere. We are your voice to the community when it comes to Second Amendment rights, gun ownership, and we couldn't do it without San Diego County gun owners. You need to join up as little as $10 a month to help keep our politicians in line. Go to SanDiegoCountyGunOwners.com, SanDiegoCountyGunOwners.com. Tons of stuff to do, all kinds of events. We have galas, we have shooting experiences, and it's just a really great group of people, like-minded. So if you're into that and you want to save your Second Amendment rights, that's who you need to hook up.
Yes, sir.
So, Michael, how you doing today?
Fantastic. How are you?
How's your Buick?
It's running.
Had to throw that car out there.
It's a great car.
And then you love your little, your Tahoe.
I got the Tahoe.
Mine's better than yours. Anyway, so hey, who you got for a guest?
We have from the beautiful city of Vista, their city council, a guy who has earned the endorsement of San Diego County gun owners on his re-election campaign, Mr. John Franklin.
Hey, John, how you doing, bud?
Hey, good. Thanks for having me on.
Our pleasure.
You bet. So you're running for re-election, and you're going into your second term, right, John?
That's correct.
Excellent. Now, what got you into politics?
I've been in and around politics for a long time. I served my community here in Vista on the water board and got involved because I wanted to be a part of what was happening in my community. And the more I learned about our community, the more I realized that there was a need for leadership at the council level. And I got involved to make sure that we weren't deficit spending, that we weren't favoring criminals over residents, all kinds of things. A lot of values that I know I share with you and your listeners.
Oh, without a doubt. That was a breath of fresh air. Just that statement right there kind of made me feel good.
Well, that's why we spend so much time vetting them out, to make sure we get the good ones when we endorse them.
Right.
And we recently endorsed you in January, which we're very proud to announce and talk about.
Thank you.
You bet. Now, tell us a little bit about your views on the Second Amendment in general. Are you a Second Amendment guy? Do you shoot much, or tell people what's important to you about the Second Amendment?
I have owned guns most of my life. I am an avid believer in the Second Amendment and the entire United States Constitution, and been a hunter throughout my life. And shot IPA pistol in the past. Not actively doing that right now, but I do enjoy shooting sports. Really enjoy shooting trap and clay, and so it's definitely something that's important to me.
Nice. And when you're one of the elected in San Diego County, whose support of the Second Amendment is full-throated. Not I like it, but he's truly one of the legit elected officials out there that is looking out for your Second Amendment rights, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it, John.
Well, thank you, Michael, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate the San Diego County Gunners and what you've done to build an organization locally here to mirror what great organizations have done to protect our Second Amendment rights at the national level. Frankly, it makes a huge difference. Giving voice to the community of people who care about our constitutional rights and to bring them together and reaching out to elected officials. Your work, not just at council levels, but countywide, has been tremendous. I've seen it in action. I've seen you brought folks, that are kind of in the stratosphere of politics, right to the grassroots level. You've brought a really impressive group of folks together that the one thing they have in common is the belief in the Second Amendment. and our Constitution, and it has made a difference. I've seen it firsthand.
Well, thank you for saying. I really appreciate that. So, talk about your campaign. What's important to the voters of Vista this time around? Do you have any hurdles or opponents, or how can people help? That sort of thing.
Well, the SEIU and some other good friends of the other side have put me in their sights and set me out as somebody they don't want to see come back to public office. I'm going to have to work very hard to communicate to voters the things I'm very proud of accomplishing here in Vista. We were one of the last cities in the county that had red light cameras, and I ran on a pledge that we would eliminate those, and we did. I ran on a pledge that we would not spend in deficit, which we had done for 7 years. And I'm proud to announce that we are no longer a city that is spending in a deficit. We are now a city that is building our cash reserves. And when the next downturn in the economy happens, we will be better prepared and better positioned to not have to spend down and to be upside down in our budget. To me, fiscal responsibility is the number one issue in government. Making sure that politicians treat government the same way they treat their family budgets and their businesses, which is you don't spend money that you don't have. I mean, that's the most fundamental principle of governance, in my opinion, and that's the thing that I've really put first. That and the safety of our city. Nothing is more important to me than making sure that we have a low crime rate. This is where I met my wife in Vista. I love this city. My heart's here. Proud to be a homeowner here, and I want to see this city grow in the right way and continue to reduce our crime rates so that we're proud to call Vista home.
That's fantastic. So I just looked it up. In Vista, we've identified 8,890 registered voters who are also gun owners. How many votes do you need to win? First off, have you guys gone to districts yet?
We have. Middle of last year, we were sued or threatened a lawsuit, and in reaction to that, looking at all of our options, though it wasn't the council's first option, but we looked at it and we said we really don't have a choice under the California Voting Rights Act. We had to go to districts.
Right.
And there's ups and there's downs about districts. So the downside is that the folks in 3/4 of the city don't have the right to vote for me or against me. And but the upside of it is the importance of the folks that are in my neighborhood is dramatically amplified. Those are now the votes that I'm running to receive in my reelection. And so while I think it's going to improve representation at the neighborhood level, I think the biggest thing that I lament is the fact that voters in a lot of cities throughout the state have lost the ability to vote on the majority membership of their councils. I gotta say that again. You no longer have the right in these cities that have been districted to elect a majority on the council. You only have the right to elect in most of these cities the mayor and your particular council member. I think that's an important loss of right and representation for folks on the other side of the city that don't get to vote in the other three elections in the city. So
interesting. So what can people do who want to? So you've said you're being targeted to somebody that they want to get rid of. I'm going to assume, in fact, I know, to be honest with you, I know that the people that they want to run against you are not pro-Second Amendment. So if you're one of the 8,000...
That's right, they're not.
No, they're not. If you're one of the 8,890 people in Vista, even though you may not be in John's district, if you're one of those folks in Vista who wants to, step up and say, hey, my Second Amendment rights are important. Here's a guy that's, again, a full-throated supporter of my Second Amendment rights. What can they do to help? What do you really need volunteers to do to help you?
Well, I definitely need folks to put signs in their yard. I need folks to talk to their neighbors, whether they want to do that in their own neighborhood or in a neighborhood on the other side of the city. And then, of course, if folks want to go to johnfranklin.org, that's my website, they can make a contribution. $5, $10, $50 would be tremendously helpful. And they can also send me a note right there and tell me they appreciate where I stand and they want to help. And I'd be grateful to be able to plug them into my campaign effort.
That's fantastic. Now, if someone does that, if someone says, yes, I want to donate, I want to go, put a sign in my yard, I want to walk precincts and, do all the things to help, what can you tell them that you're going to, how are you going to stand for our Second Amendment rights if and when reelected?
Well, I've worked with you recently pretty closely on the issue of, and really following your leadership, taking nothing away from what you've done, because you really brought this issue to the forefront. But we're a contract city. Sheriff's Department provides policing in the city of Vista, and I'd very much join you in the effort to ask the sheriff to reevaluate his policy and to grant more concealed carry weapons permits to responsible citizens who meet the many lengthy criteria set out by the sheriff for responsible, safe handling practices. They go through the whole rigmarole. Those folks who are upstanding members of the community who've gone out and have put their name on the line and said, I'm a responsible person. We have a lot of people in our community, unfortunately, that don't follow the law. They carry a gun, and maybe those people mean harm, maybe they don't. But I'm a strong believer that criminals don't ask whether it's legal to carry a gun in their waistband. And law-abiding folks like me and you, we do ask, and we want to follow the law. And so, those folks that have stood up and said, I'm going to do things the right way, that effort to increase the number of those folks who are able to carry concealed, I think that's an incredibly important effort and a major victory for the gun owners.
And I very much appreciate your enormous help in that.
Absolutely.
Very, very vocal on it. I very much appreciate it. So give your website one more time, John.
It's johnfranklin.org.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, John.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, Michael.
All right, folks, we're going to take a small break. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio. Up next, the man, the legend, John Dillon, attorney at law. I have a sneaky feeling he has no good news right here on Gun Sports Radio. Welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio. I'm Dave. He is Lance.
Here he is.
How you doing, Betsky?
Wonderful.
This segment is brought to you by Trident Gunsmithing. You're looking to get your gun tricked out, modified, personalized. Trident Gunsmithing is where you need to be. Are you a hunter? Do you like to go hunting? Well, they have hunting classes. They'll teach you how to cook the game you caught or shot, if we want to call it that.
Yeah, good guys.
TridentGunsmithing.com. Unbelievable. Ex-military. Got hearts of gold. 858-577-0576. 858-577-0576. Check them out. TridentGunsmithing.com. Make sure you tell them you heard it right here on Gun Sports Radio. All right, on the line, we've got John Dillon, attorney at law for Gatsky, Dillon, and Balance. 760-431-9501. In fact, if you have a question for John, just go to cafirearmslaw.com. He'll be more than happy to answer your question. And right now, we have him on the line. How you doing, bud?
Pretty good, guys. How are you?
Excellent.
President's Weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Got to enjoy that day off.
Mm-hmm. Listen to him.
Yeah, listen to him. Any chance to take a day off, I swear.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to the Reagan Library. You want to go with me?
Tomorrow?
Yeah, and then swing back and hit the Nixon Library. I'll tell you all about it.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh, sounds fun.
I know. I'm looking forward to it. So what's kicking? Tell us all the great news you have.
Well, obviously with the shooting that occurred in Florida this last week, there are renewed calls for gun control both on the state and federal level. What happened in Florida, pure act of evil.
Pure act.
I'm not even going to call it a tragedy because that implies an accident. I mean,
right.
This was just evil, everything about it, and
it could have been avoided.
Needs to be served. Yeah.
It could have been avoided.
Getting into that debate, with how it could have been stopped and everything. The thing that stands out to me the most is that, we have a bunch of laws in place already. There's a bunch of systems in place that would have helped. Mainly, the FBI has come out and said that they were given a tip a couple of weeks before this even happened, that the tip specifically said there, regarding the shooter, that he had a desire to kill people.
Mm-hmm.
It explained a lot of erratic behavior of his, the fact that he owned firearms, disturbing social media posts, and I guess the tip specifically mentioned the potential for a school shooting. And even with all that, the FBI did not pursue this tip at all. They didn't send it to their Miami field office, and it wasn't looked into. And from the other reports I've heard, local law enforcement had been called out to
20 times.
the shooter's house a number of times in the past. So it literally seems like another shooter who slipped through the cracks because, the proper protocols weren't found. Like, again, remember the Texas shooting that occurred. That was someone who was dishonorably discharged, I believe, from the Navy or Air Force.
Right.
They never reported that to the FBI.
Right.
Well, John, my little deal, and I've been posting it like crazy. See something, say something, and our law enforcement, all levels of law enforcement, need to become one. They can't have this independence. Everybody's got to talk to everybody. Until those two things happen, we're going to be having this conversation over and over and over.
Well, and, just a good example of that, Texas shooting, after which, and it came out that, it wasn't reported to the FBI that he was a dishonorable discharge. I think they've now recorded an additional 4,000 individuals that they never recorded as being prohibited.
Oh, my God.
So it's just a great example of if proper procedures and protocols that are already in place were followed, probably would have stopped this from happening.
And there's
whatever gun you're shot with, it doesn't matter. You were shot, so you got to stop that.
And John, there's a real mechanism in Florida, they could have used to prevent this. In 1971, they actually passed the Florida Mental Health Act, which is commonly known as the Baker Act in Florida. And if someone is possibly has a mental illness or is determined to be a danger to themselves or others, and that's by a judge, law enforcement official, physicians, other mental health professionals. I mean, it's a pretty broad law. They can actually be involuntarily examined for I think it's 3 or 4 days.
3 days.
Yeah, so 3 days, 72 hours. That's a real mechanism.
Similar process in California. It's Welfare and Institutions Code 5150. It's most commonly called the 5150 hold. If police are called to a person's house and they're indicating erratic, paranoid, kind of behavior that would indicate a mental health issue, they can be taken to the hospital and held on a 72-hour hold for evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that's in place. The fact that police were there at this guy's house that many times, I find it hard to believe that they didn't see any behavior that would indicate anything erratic going on. We have similar procedure in California. And since the shooting, specifically in San Diego, our city attorney has already issued 10 gun violence restraining orders in San Diego. This is it's a controversial law in the sense that it's a law that allows for a lot of abuse, and there's not a lot of oversight, and frankly, it does not afford people proper due process before rights are taken away. But basically, a gun violence restraining order under California law states that either your immediate family member, a police officer, a coworker, your employer, a mental health worker that you've seen, or even employees of a secondary or post-secondary school that you've attended in the last 6 months can all go and file an affidavit with law enforcement or the court saying, I believe this person is a threat to themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And that's done on an ex parte level, which means they go in alone. You, as the subject of this restraining order, you are not notified. You have no indication that this is going on. The first indication you'll get is a knock on the door, more likely a kick of the door with law enforcement, potentially SWAT, coming in with a warrant, and they are able to seize all of your firearms, again, without any type of defense in court on the subject's behalf. And it can be a big source of abuse of due process. I know in the 10 instances that they've cited as the gun violence restraining orders in San Diego, just going down the list, because they did describe, a short summary for each person that they issued these restraining orders on. I was looking at it, and there's already, laws in place that would allow for their arrest and appearance before a court. And just to go down the list real quickly, what the information I saw: illegal discharging of a firearm, illegal carrying of firearms, criminal threats of others, suicidal threats, which would do a 5150 hold, domestic violence, illegal carrying of loaded firearms, possession of controlled substances, assault with deadly weapon. Like, these are all crimes that are described by these people that they issued restraining orders on. Why they can just charge them with real criminal crimes and arrest them for a lot of these things, and so this gun violence restraining order is a backdoor into being able to seize firearms without having to go through the steps that you are afforded through due process in court.
Well, remember, the city attorney, Mara Elliott, was a guest speaker at a Brady organization. They did a little symposium just a few months ago, and she was a guest speaker there. So she's certainly not friendly to the cause.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hate to say it, but another way I think that would help if we took a picture of the 17 children and adults that lost their lives and put that picture right next to the president and FBI office and all the police departments as a constant reminder. I know it sounds crazy, but that's our biggest problem is we forget. We just, after a while, it's just, we just forget. And we can't forget. I mean, we got to keep this alive and well so that law enforcement will continue to be remembered to do their job.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So, a lot of emotions going around. There's a lot of demands on both sides of the debate. Unfortunately, most of them are just empty demands without any real solutions. But
just being reactive. That's all.
Yeah, it's the knee-jerk reaction. Yep. Everyone wants someone's head on a stake because of what happened. And, of course, what happened was absolutely horrific. There's no question about that.
And John,
we cannot make law through emotion. No. That is, the bottom line.
John, you're going to be on the board for the discussion for the California Gun Laws Convention on March 17th, hosted by San Diego County Gunners.
Del Mar Fairgrounds, right after the Del Mar Gun Show, I'll be on the legal panel with Jason Davis, another firearms attorney out of Orange County, Temecula area. And
Mike, we're going to get tickets for that.
Yeah, we'll get tickets for that. Hey, and by the way, we'll have the Tesla limo come by and pick you up, so you don't have to even bother about driving.
It's on March 17th. It's in conjunction with the gun show, and if you want tickets, go to our website, San Diego County Gunowners.com. San Diego County Gunowners.com.
All right, buddy. Hey, thanks a lot for calling in. Again, best way to get a hold of John, folks, if you need his help, and he is here to help you. That's www.cafirearmslaw.com. Right. cafirearmslaw.com or 760-431-9501. John, thank you very much. Gatsky, Dillon, and Balance, LLP.
Have a good one, guys.
You too. Thanks.
All right, folks, let's take a quick break. When we come back, who we got, Mikey?
It's going to be Jason, right?
Jason.
From
Gun Range San Diego,
baby. Sports Radio. Well, let's find out right here on AM 1170. All right, folks. Hey, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on AM 1170. The Answer. This segment is brought to you by the wonderful, wonderful folks at Gun Range San Diego, 7853 Balboa Avenue in lovely San Diego. Go to gunrangesandiego.com, the gunrangesandiego.com. They're open 7 days a week, 10 to 10. And go to their website. You can find out all the fun stuff they do there. And like I said, they're the Nordstroms of gun ranges, just not the price. Hey, Jason, how you doing, bud?
Hey, all right. How's it going, Dave? How's it going, Mike?
Don't forget Lancey, or he'll be mad at you.
Hey, Lance.
Hey.
So Lance.
Busy over at the shop,
I texted you earlier.
Yeah.
Busy day, President's Day weekend, so extra busy.
That's good, man.
Anything special for the weekend? You guys doing anything to entice folks to come in?
Oh, heck yeah. Several deals going on right now. Gun in San Diego's got Springfield TRP. That's their nicest model they have available in California on sale. Normally it's $16.99. It's $14.99 right now.
What?
We got the Glock 26. Normally $4.99. It's $4.79. We got our most famous or infamous deal right now, the Springfield XD9. Normally $4.99. It's $4.09. $90 off right now. You can also still get the 1,000 rounds of 9mm brass for $189.
And by the way, folks, that brass is not reloads. It's not some Chinese ammo. It's
brand new.
It's Glazer, isn't it?
It's Blazer brass. That's right.
Yeah, Blazer.
Brand new 9mm brass.
Now, what would you recommend people buy that Glock 26 for?
Glock 26 is mostly for concealed carry stuff. If you think you have a good shot at getting a CCW, if you just got a little hand and you want a gun that fits you a little better, the Glock 26 would be a good option for you.
And that's a double stack? Is that 26 a double stack?
That's right. Double stack 10-round 9mm pistol.
Right. Do you sell like holsters and those types of things for that type of weapon?
We do. Yeah, we sell Blackhawk syrup, holsters, all sorts of that, all that stuff.
Is a concealed carry weapon holster different than a normal holster, or are they all the same?
It is. Typically, it's what's called an in-the-waistband holster. It sits inside your pant waistband. Most holsters sit on the outside, and you could use either one, but most concealed carriers use the inside the waistband holster.
Okay, gotcha. All right. And what do they run normally?
Those holsters typically run, anywhere from $40 to $80. Just depends on which one you like, the quality, the material.
Well, Lance would have to have his monogrammed, so I'm sure it would be a little bit more expensive.
I'm a sucker for leather, so I usually have to spend a little more.
Yeah, there's some really nice custom makers out there, too.
See, I told you you'd know.
Too.
Tons. Oh, yeah, tons.
All those guys. And you guys also have a 43, Glock 43 in your rental fleet, so that's a single stack concealed carry.
That's right, the 42, the 43. You have to be a police officer to buy those, but if you can bag one, privately off Cal Guns or Arms List, that's a great way to go if you get a CCW.
And Lance, you bring up a good point, and that's their inventory of rentals.
Yep.
It's probably one of the largest in the county, and you guys are constantly adding weapons to that library, just so the consumer, when they come in, they have a better choice to not only look at it but go out, fire it in the range, and then come back and purchase it.
That's absolutely right. We're actually shortly, about 2 weeks, going to be adding 2 new rentals. We're going to be adding the brand new Springfield TRP 10mm long slide. Very cool, very high end gun. Very cool. 10mm is a very fun round.
Yeah.
By the FBI.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of fun with that one.
Now, what does that mean when of course, I know what it means, but tell folks what it means.
You don't know what it means.
You really I think I know what it means.
No, I don't.
What do you mean by long slide? What does that mean?
So long slide just means the slide is longer, the barrel's longer. It's basically a target setup.
Oh.
That's it. It's your V8 as opposed to your V6.
So
gotcha.
It's a 1911, typically a 1911. I mean, they come in all sizes, but typically a 1911 has a 5-inch barrel?
Typically a 5-inch barrel. That's right. And this is a 6, so you definitely see an improvement in accuracy, and you definitely see less recoil.
Ah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's
very
that's
fun
cool.
gun.
That might be a good gun. Yeah, not being sexist, but I mean that'd probably be a good gun for a woman.
It's got more recoil than a lot of other handguns do. It's actually it's sort of considered a Magnum pistol. It's a powerful gun.
44
it doesn't have insane
Magnum.
recoil. Oh yeah,
357.
It's not that level, but it's a little more powerful than a 357.
Gotcha.
So definitely a Magnum level pistol, but very controllable still.
Better for a guy because men can't shoot.
And speaking of
a big frame.
A guy, not men.
Guys can't shoot. Women can shoot. Guys cannot.
There's something to be said for that.
Speaking of experts,
yeah.
Jason, did I see you on Channel 10 the
Hey,
other
what are you
night?
doing cutting into my TV time, dude?
You might have seen me on Fox or CBS,
Something
maybe.
like
Yeah.
So what was going on?
What were you doing? What would they drag you in for?
Oh, they just want to know about they wanted me to differentiate the laws between Florida and California. Obviously, they're very, very, very different. And obviously, you could not have bought the rifle the shooter unfortunately that the shooter used. You could not buy that configuration here, and they just wanted me to clarify that.
Gotcha. Well, they went to the experts,
right? And that's why you're on our show.
Exactly.
Why we're here,
baby.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and that's important.
Yeah.
And that's important that our local TV stations are smart enough to reach out to you guys at Gun Range San Diego for the right answer, because there's no fake news in that building.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, and I very much appreciate, I have to say, I appreciate the correspondent who helped me with CBS actually gave me a call just to make sure he had his facts straight. He said he didn't want to mess anything up.
Wow.
He said he understood that the media actually, he's aware that the media is very ignorant as far as gun laws, gun facts go. So he spent a good, 15, 20 minutes on the phone with me just to make sure that he got the facts right.
Now, when you said CBS, was that KFMB?
I'm not sure.
Was it local or
Well,
was
it's
it
either
national?
8, 10. It was either 8. Well,
It was local.
it was either 8 or 10.
I haven't had the best of luck with KFMB.
8, I believe.
Yeah, do you mind saying who reached out to you? Because I think that deserves a little
accolade.
credit.
His name was his last name was Goff.
Okay.
All right.
Goff, Goff.
All right.
Don't remember his first name. Real nice guy.
And he was with Channel.
Very sincere and wanting to help.
Channel 8.
Channel 8.
Channel 8.
Well, that's
CBS
fantastic.
8.
That's unusual.
That's a
That's
that's
good.
a
Very
turn.
much
That's
appreciate it.
That's a turn of events,
Yeah.
and that's good.
Yeah. I'm glad I got to set the record straight.
And did your friends see you on the TV also?
Which friends?
Yeah. You're always working, right?
Yeah, right. Listen. To
Yeah, I actually live in a cot under a desk in the office.
that. Yeah, right next to Hollywood.
Maybe. I don't know about that, but
Yeah. I didn't
All
really
right.
go
So
that far.
tell me about which TRP operator do you have? Is that the, which one is it?
Well, what we have on
Stainless?
sale. What we have on sale is it's the black finish, the Armory Coat black finish.
Okay.
No rail TRP operator.
Okay, got it.
That is tactical response pistol.
Is that
Thank
still,
you for saying that, because some people get over the top. Tactical response pistol.
Is that one still bull
That's
barrel
right.
or no?
So there are bull barrel models. This is a match bushing model. They're about equally accurate. This is more of the classic styling, but with all the quality, all the craftsmanship.
Yeah.
This pistol can't leave the factory until it shoots within a certain spec at the Springfield factory.
Yeah.
Really?
If
But
you're
as
looking
goes
for a
through
really good
very-
1911 accurate, I have one. It's just amazing. I could. Yeah.
That is the pistol to get. I've
gorgeous.
had one. I can't say anything bad about it.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's one of the only ones I've seen. Correct me if I'm wrong. That has a magwell right out of the box.
It's one of the very few that does. Yes, definitely assists in a faster reload, which is important.
And
Yep.
a magwell's
nothing-
it's like a funnel for your magazine. Is that kind of what?
That's
it is?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Kind of. It's like a flared out bottom. The bottom of the pistol, or the magwell, is flared out. Lets you get. There's less margin of error for a fast reload.
And how much is that one? What's the sale?
That gun is normally $16.99. It's $200 off. It's $14.99.
Yep. They ought to be running down
For a
there.
pistol of
amazing.
that caliber, no pun intended. That is the pistol to get.
Okay. And then what are you selling down there for for folks on their AR-15s to try and make them compliant for the California laws? Something that's easy.
There's always the AR maglock, about $55, $60. You can get that AR maglock set up. If you prefer to keep your regular pistol grip, your flash hider, all those features, if you prefer to go to the featureless route where you can drop your magazine, you do have to get I would recommend getting the FRS, the Thorson FRS stock, the stock and grip combo.
Yep.
$109, very, very, very useful. Definitely the most useful of the featureless.
And I saw Thornton had like a new version that just came out, or have you seen that
They
one?
do have a new one that they do. Yeah, it's called the Gen 3. That's a good setup too.
I got you. Okay. Well, for the listeners, it's good for them to know that they ought to start thinking about this, and if they haven't already, come down and see you guys.
You do.
Go see Jason,
till June.
and you can bring your AR down there, and show it to Jason, and he'll help you get set up and get that back.
We will help you out.
Yeah, get the thing compliant.
So, what you got any events coming up?
Right now we've just got these sales going on. Planning on having something like another grand old time in the future.
Yep.
I hope we do. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, everybody said that was a blast.
Yeah, and then you still have
That
Monday
was-
specials, Tuesday specials, Wednesday specials.
Oh yeah, that's right. Monday free rentals all day on Monday, except for a holiday weekend. So this Monday, if you hold up,
Right.
Tuesday $5 to shoot after 5:00.
Oh, wow, that's a
$5.
sweet deal. Yeah, $5, $5.
That's good.
Yep.
All right. But the main thing
Yep.
to get people in the habit of, one, go to the website. Two, take a look. Tell us a little bit about you could join a club within Gun Range San Diego and the benefits.
Membership.
Membership.
Well, the membership. That's
Gold
right. There are different
member.
levels of membership, and the gold membership, for instance, will bag you 2 free rentals free rentals, 2 free gun cleanings. You get a free pass to the front of the line. You can bring a guest for free.
Wow.
It's definitely the way to go.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Can you
But
flaunt?
give us a call if you have any questions about it.
Yeah.
On your way to the front of the line, can you flaunt? Or is that
No,
you're not
You
allowed
could.
to flaunt. You're in a
Like
gun
it's a
range. That's the last thing you want to do is start flaunting in a gun range. What are you, crazy?
I don't know.
No, I mean, but
Feels special.
But what's funny though? The people that go to these gun ranges are just as nice as could be. They probably wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Oh, no, they do get some of the nicest clientele in
You
here.
really do.
And it's a good time. A lot of like-minded individuals. They're just looking to have a good time, not bother anybody.
Well, but
And
see,
very, very, very friendly folk in here.
but that's what gun range. And I know this sounds like a commercial, but that's one of the things that makes Gun Range San Diego stand out is the way you take care of the customer when they walk in the door. They could be a newbie or they could be a seasoned veteran. You treat them all exactly the same, and when they walk out the door, they're smiling. Maybe they weren't when they walked in, but they are when they walk out.
Well, absolutely. Everybody leaves happy here.
Absolutely.
There are no condescending, range safety officers, anything like that. Everybody's here to help. Everybody's here to help you.
Yeah. Well, hey, when you
everything you
teach, it's a gift, and it always warms your heart when you do that. I know I taught at the automotive, but whenever you could teach somebody and help them learn, I mean, it's just a really good, warm feeling, and that's the kind of people you guys hire down there. All right, hey, I'm going to let you go because I can hear people screaming at you wanting to buy something. So enjoy your day today, and folks, come on out tomorrow and have some fun. President's Day at Gun.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Lance.
All right, buddy. Thank you. Gun Range San Diego,
Thanks,
folks.
Dave.
Check it out. 7853 Balboa Avenue, 10 to 10. Go to gunrangesandiego.com. Pick yourself up 1,000 rounds of ammo for $200.
Become a member.
Absolutely. Right here on AM 1170. The Answer. Folks, hey, welcome back. You're listening to Gun Sports Radio right here on AM 1170. I'm Dave. He is Lance. Got Michael Schwartz in the house, and Hollywood is sick. He don't feel good. He's all puffy.
I don't know. I hope that guy feels
Hopefully
all right.
he'll be depuffed, and he'll be back in next week. This segments are brought to you by Gun Range San Diego, Trident Gunsmithing, and the best lawyer in town, Gatsky, Dillon, and Balance. Make sure you support them. How do you find out about them? Go to gunsportsradio.com, gunsportsradio.com. All right, so
We got events.
We got all kinds of
we got
events.
events.
Let's talk about events.
All
talk about
kinds of
events.
events. The next one coming up, and this is a very cool event. This is our second annual California Gun Law Convention, which is a symposium on March 17th. It's in conjunction with the Crossroads of the West gun show. So we're just 2 buildings away, same day. Doors open at 4. So the idea is you come to the gun show. I know a lot of people haven't been to the gun show in a while. Come to the gun show, walk around the gun show, and then jump on the tram. And it's like a 2-minute tram ride away. That free tram that goes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So we're walk. I mean, we're 2 buildings away from the gun show. And at 4:00 we open the doors. 4:30 we start. AWR Hawkins, who is a Second Amendment columnist, nationally known, is going to give us a keynote speech, and he's probably going to focus on the something we were just talking about with Jason, and that's the media and the way that they cover, Second Amendment issues and guns, that sort of thing.
Weren't you surprised that Channel 8 actually called him and really wanted to get their facts straight?
Well, I was surprised.
It is. I'll tell you, I get that a lot from KUSI. They're usually really good about that.
Oh, yeah.
But a lot of the other stations, man, it's hit and miss. Joe Little on Channel 10 does a really good job.
Yeah.
But it's hit and miss. I mean, you can tell, I can tell after
You've
talked
done
to
it a
somebody.
while.
Yeah, I can tell which way it's going to go.
Yeah.
And I've actually called stations and said, hey, come on. I came down, I answered your questions, I did everything, and here, this
And you're presenting it this way.
And you're presenting it this way, and on once I can remember somebody actually went in and changed it, which is pretty amazing. But yeah, there's talk about bias in media.
I know. Oh, I know. Well, it's one person's opinion is what the problem is. It's not media. It's one person's opinion.
Yeah.
And if they don't like guns or if they don't like the desert or if they don't like drag racing, then it's their opinion, and they'll bury you.
Yeah, there's too many kind of these wannabe op-ed folks who
Lord.
go in to be a man on the street anchor, but
trying to make a splash. Well, I mean, look at how media jumps on. This. Not that we don't want to talk much about Florida, but turned around and said that this kid was a white supremacist. Turns out he wasn't.
Yeah.
Then they turned around and said, well, the NRA gave $30,000 to train this kid. No, they didn't. NRA did give $30,000, but it was actually $10,000, and it was to a cadet school.
Yeah,
and that the kid happened to be going to. So what? So the media and the media just, people sit there and when they read it or see it, they just say, "Oh, well, then that's got to be the truth."
Yeah, it's
terrible,
especially if you look at the CNN coverage. They have gone off the rails.
Yeah,
I mean,
so is MSNBC.
Well, they've been off the rails.
Yeah, they're not even on the rails.
I'm not sure. I don't remember a time when they were on the rails. But it really is, it's just, and it gets people all riled up and irrational, and it's not good.
No.
I mean,
just because you're angry at one person, it doesn't mean that everything there is negative. I mean, it's just crazy.
And to bring it full circle, that's exactly why we do these symposiums and these events.
Yeah.
Is so we're going to have a professional journalist there who now he is an op-ed guy, so he's not there to cover facts. He's there to give an opinion, but it's an op-ed. Like he's an op-ed guy.
Well, sometimes op-eds are good.
They're very good, but what's not good is when you're not an op-ed person
and you think you're an op-ed person.
You're supposed to be giving facts and you start giving opinion. Well, he's paid to give his opinion. Sure. So he's going to talk about Second Amendment issues and the media and how that gets covered, that sort of thing. And then we're going to have two really cool panels. One is a panel full of activists, including Firearms Policy Coalition, Craig DeLuz, and Laura Smith from the Liberal Gun Club, who we interviewed a couple months ago or a few weeks ago.
Right.
And then we're going to have a second panel, which is full of attorneys, Second Amendment attorneys, including Jason Davis and our own John Dillon. And they're going to give the facts. They're going to talk about what's really going on with the law.
Right.
What's going on with the lawsuits, and give the facts. Tell people, well, here's
and
what
this
we
is
have
at
to
the
do.
gun show.
It's at the same day as the gun show.
Okay.
It's a separate event from the gun show, but it's in conjunction.
But it's in the same area.
Exactly. Go to the fairgrounds.
Look for you.
Yep, there'll be some. Well,
banners.
Buy tickets in advance.
Yeah, that'd be the smart thing to do.
And tickets are only $20.
Right.
And that comes with you get back a $10 gift certificate to Poway Weapons and Gear. So really, you're paying $10.
Tell you what, first 5 people that go to San Diego County gun owners, first 5 people right now, San Diego County gun owners will buy you a ticket.
Fantastic. Oh, no, okay. What do they do? What are they going to?
I don't know. Go to Sunday. That's your job.
That's my job. All right. Email me.
The first 5 people that say I want to go. First 5 people that want to go. San Diego County or Gun Sports Radio will foot the bill.
Fantastic. Then so go to the website
and say I want to go. Thanks to Gun Sports Radio.
Yep. Send us a message via the website. Right. And that's San Diego County Gunowners.com, and the first 5 get tickets.
Get our tickets, exactly.
That's fantastic.
More than that. Well, because we got it. We can all sit back here, but we all need to do something for whatever. Penny to a million is what I always say. Penny to a million. Whatever you can do, you got to contribute. And if that'll help get some people there to get educated and get the right story, take your kids. Take your wife, take your family, whether you're into guns or not. This is the best way to get educated by experts.
Get
for
the real story.
$20.
For $20. That's a lot of content for $20.
Jeez,
a keynote speaker and 2 panels, one of activists, one of attorneys. That's a lot of content.
And you'll get to go to a gun show and really see the truth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's another thing.
Yeah,
especially if you're negative or you think that people are selling guns under the table and outside the tent. Yeah. You need to go there and be educated.
Every gun show, the other side pops their head up and but purposely misleads the public and makes people believe that, hey, you can just go to a gun show and buy
whatever you buy a tank,
walk out with it. It's ridiculous.
You can buy a tank.
And how about the gun prom?
Oh, and then Gun Prom's our other big event. Gun Prom, if you go to gunprom.com, that'll have details on
you did that on purpose, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
That's cute.
It's our 3rd annual gala. It is at the racetrack, so real close to the same venue there by the fairgrounds. And it's our annual gala. We're going to have 600 people there. All kinds of. Our keynote speaker is Tatiana Whitlock.
Oh.
She's an NRA spokesperson. She's a trainer. She's real popular on YouTube and has her own videos, that sort of thing. 600 people, elected officials, giveaways, prizes.
Those raffles.
Huge.
Yeah.
Huge. A lot of fun.
Bring cash.
A lot of
bring
fun.
checks.
Yeah.
Bring
lots
checks.
of checks.
Well, bring credit card.
Credit card. Bring credit cards.
Yeah, we don't
that's
need
good.
credit. Yeah. And then, of course, there's a great MC there. I don't know what the
That's
guy's
right.
name is. I don't know what his name is,
Yep.
but we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yep.
Terrific
Dave Stahl's going to
individual.
MC again this year.
And you can put me in a tuxedo again?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Not the tuxedo shirt.
I have one.
the
I
whole-
did buy one the other day, and I thought of you. I thought, geez, what if I get to get it? No, I'll take care of it.
It was a lot
Because
of
I
fun
am
last
so
year.
honored to MC that I have to tell you. I really, really am, because I think it's such a worthwhile cause. And when we were there last year, oh my gosh, at the Hotel Dell, you could feel the excitement in the room. Now, if we could just spread that up and down the state of California, wouldn't it be wonderful?
Well, that's what we're working on. You know, last year we had a table from Orange County Gun Owners,
Right.
which is our sister organization.
They coming back?
And they're coming back. But
Good.
that dinner last year at the Hotel Dell really sparked huge growth in Orange County Gun Owners. So that's when they actually initiated the PAC part, the Political Action Committee part,
Right.
and started taking membership. And boom, they're off and running too. They're actually hosting a sheriff's debate in about 4 or 5 weeks from now.
I bet you're gonna go up?
April 5th. Oh yeah. We're getting it all organized.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good old fashioned
Hoedown?
Oh yeah, and we're going to have both candidates. There might be a third, but we're going to have at least both candidates on there. But anyway, the gunprom.com, Gunprom, it really truly is the Second Amendment event in San Diego. A bunch of other like minded people, a bunch of elected folks.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
Great raffles.
Yeah. Well, no,
Great cause.
And now all of this is on San Diego County GunOwners.com, right? All
Correct.
this information?
San Diego County GunOwners.com.
Because you talk really fast.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there's so much going on. I have to fit it
know.
all in.
Did you ever think this was going to happen? Did
No.
you ever think the ball would be rolling as fast as it is today?
No, it's humbling, and it's thanks to a lot of people doing a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
So-
Well, that's what it's going to take. You know, you can't sit back on your laurels and just wait for it to happen, folks.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to be proactive. You cannot be reactive.
Yeah.
Reactive people come in last.
The other side does a real good job of organizing
Oh, don't say
and
that.
working against us, and this is how we counter that.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff's backed by Think Blue. You know,
Yeah.
Brady and the rest of them, so they're really organized.
Yeah. No, and that was a knee-jerk reaction, the Brady deal. I mean, you know, it's unfortunate anybody would be getting shot, but you know, that wasn't the answer. To me, that was a knee-jerk reaction. It wasn't fair, it wasn't right. But come to the ball; it'll be a lot of fun, and definitely go to San Diego County GunOwners.com. Sign up, $10 a month. Come on, and don't forget San Diego County GunOwners.com. First 5 people. You will pay your way to the event. Have some fun. Lance, thanks a lot for hanging out. Michael,
times, man.
always. We're going to sit there and hit the dusty trail, but want to thank everybody that listened and everybody that supports us right here on AM 1170. The Answer.
Gun Sports Radio is sponsored by Love Radio Network.